Welcome everyone in 2025. Here is the edition 60 of Star Nation News. We are heading towards the dawn of a new golden age. A lot of change this year, 2025, new technology released, cleansing throughout the political corrupted scenes throughout the world. It will take a year and more maybe, but it has started and we are on the good path as a planetary culture on this planet Earth. Star Nation News improves with time, and I will let you discover a new section about the star nations, who they are, where they live, and what type of culture they are. So, without further ado, fasten your seatbelts and engage. A very serious topic, of course, happening in the Orion zone, the Orion Nebula. You know about this armada of hybrid ships that had been found behind the cluster, the trapezium cluster of the Orion M42 Nebula. The former Nebu Grays, the former Gray Alliance of Orion, had hidden the product of their hybridization programs that were conducted on Earth through many decades. And this armada was found by the Nataru Alliance with the help of the key it occurred. It had occurred that these hybrids were in fact soulless bodies in the waiting to be interfaced with the hive, which is normal. And the ships were trapped with antimatter detonator. That means that antimatter can destroy a lot on its path. So these ships were contained in an artificial dimensional bubble. Incredible technology. And this bubble has been collapsed by the good care of the Intergalactic Confederation, which you otherwise know as the Cedars. The Intergalactic Confederation has conducted this operation of collapsing this interdimensional bubble on itself, detonating the antimatter bombs. This was performed by robotic machines, so nobody died, nobody had to sacrifice themselves, of course. And I am pleased to announce that this bubble has now collapsed and the hybrids are no more. These ones. There are two types of hybrids that remain in the history of this planet. You have first the hybrids that have been rescued from the deep underground military bases. These ones are different. The hybrids that were destroyed in the Orion Nebula, these were soulless bodies to be interfaced with the hive. The hybrids that have been rescued in the dumps on Earth were the products of the experimentation of the military Earth deep state in collaboration with the Great Nebus. Especially, you have all heard about the Dulce base, where the underground kept horrendous experiments and genetic experiments. These ones, not all of them, but many of them, most of them, I would say, from my sources, had a soul, a consciousness. So these ones, as sentient beings, ethically were rescued, healed, disconnected from the hive and dispatched to other star systems to be adopted once programmings were removed. An operation that was very complex, that is now over since 2022. This operation was a waste of time if we have wanted to operate it on the Armada of the gray hybrids in the Orion Nebula, because they were not sentient beings. Also, this armada that was destroyed was the army that was supposed to take over Earth. It was very, very scary when we realized that here they are. We found them. Because during several decades since the 1950s on Earth, these abductions, abducting millions of people every year, had produced an army of hybrids. Who saw Star Wars, the army of the clones? It was a bit of the same thing, you know? So this is no more. Unfortunately, which is not very important, there's a lot of people on Earth who have been programmed to coerce and influence the humans on Earth to welcome the hybrids, this army. So, you know, an invasion done with the consent of the population doesn't infringe the Prime Directive. That's what they were trying to do. But it had failed. Thanks to the key little Kurd, who gained in the story more agreements for their trades, ethical trade, okay. But now the key little Kurd are willing to cooperate more to find other dimensional bubbles where the Grey Nebu had also planned to store hybrids to invade other worlds. You know, the Earth wasn't the only victim of their plans. There was a lot of planets in this galaxy where they had massively prepared this agenda. So that is what is to be said about the Grey hybrids. And now the story is over. To the people still running these programmings on Earth, to welcome them, they run in the void. There's nothing behind. And it is time we explain to them that the hybrids are no more. And the great future of humanity is free. Grace our memory now. We are going forward. The disclosure of new technologies, as Thorhan Eredion, my contact in the Galactic Federation of Worlds, was explaining throughout several Star Nation News editions, is that these technologies are a catch-up with what exists really, and has been implemented in the secret space programs, both sides, dark and light, as we can say. And the years to come is going to see a catch-up, like, oh, we invented this technology. No, we didn't. We were using them since the 1950s. So you have the Fluxliner, you've had the Honeyboo, you have a lot of technology that were already leaked. Anti-gravity technology I'm talking about. Recently, in a Daily Mail article, we had a revelation of a UFO. They call it anti-gravity Uber, but it is a UFO. Well, a flying saucer. It's not UFO anymore. A flying saucer ship, like scout ship type or drone ship type of the Federation. And it's described, and it's a former engineer from Tesla. So you see, Elon Musk is behind all of this, as I've always told you. And this flying saucer is floating and flying with the help of anti-gravity spheres on the edges outside of the ship. Well, inside, but I mean on the edges. Well, this technology has been known and used. Remember the Honeyboo with the spheres underneath, the 3 spheres? Remember the different testimonies from abductees. You can really find all this documentation. It's not a novelty. This technology has been retro-engineered from extraterrestrial craft for a long time. And Also, what's interesting in this this article is that they explain that they can move the ship in all directions very quickly, sending impulse in some parts of the ship. That's the flux liner process that was leaked. So, you know, and I disclosed all these technologies in my second book in 2021. We Will Never Let You Down. At the end, you have the whole section that explains all these technologies already that are used by the Star Nations and that I was disclosing to you. I also spoke about these technologies in my first conference in Orlando for the Galactic and Spiritual Informers Connection. And if you want to see this presentation, it's available on the website galacticandspiritualinformers.com. The first year, 2022. Check it out. And I will mention this more and more because this is the future happening, collapsing of technologies already used and a catch-up. Colonization of Mars is another one. Well, you have also the orbs and cigar shapes craft that are more and more visible in your skies. You know, it's the, as I explained to you in the last Star Nation News edition 59, these are part of the plan from the Nataro Alliance to disclose the extraterrestrial presence in the skies of Earth and get people accustomed to the existence of civilized cultures. And of course, the plan from the deep state to counteract this disclosure was to swarm the skies of the Earth with military drones, saying it's not ETs or it's another country, you know, threatening us, like detouring the information. It's always like that they do, but we're not fooled because it's coming. US Army insider JP disclosed in a December 14, 2024 interview with Dr. Sala on Exopolitics channel that he was taken to a military base and disclosed location where he was shown cigar-shaped ships, these cargo ships I'm always talking about. And the people in the base, the military authorities, told JP, you can now announce the world that these cigar-shaped ships are going to fly in the skies and show themselves. 2 weeks later, they were everywhere, starting by Brazil. They were everywhere. And Brazil is just across the pond, very near from the military base where these cargo ships were. So this is happening. And also confirming the veracity and the information that JP is bringing. Amazing times, and we are here together, and it's incredible. Well, we will have the inauguration of Donald Trump at the same time when there is going to be a massive planetary alignment in this star system. All the planets are going to align in one gravity line on January 2025, the 25th of January 2025, 25, imagine. Although the planets don't follow the Gregorian calendar, I find it interesting that the inauguration of Donald Trump is happening at the same time. A fabulous crystallization of this timeline. This will mark at that point the dawn of the golden age of humanity. All the planets aligned will open a new chapter. We turn the page and we step basically gravitationally into this new timeline that was set Time and gravity are interdependent. Remember, and we have a line of planets. That means a lot. It's huge. It's huge. So this day will be our New Year's Eve for all the humans on Earth, our new dawn, new golden age Eve. And celebrate the victory. It is not forgotten that the deep state will want to spoil this, to interfere, but that's what they do, and we need to keep the direction and the focus on the future. Now, we have things happening on Mars. Mars is also in the process of terraforming, and the people there, I mean, who are they? The Galactic Federation of Worlds and the human colonies already there. They are preparing new patches of fertilized living soil in the expectation of new human colonies on Mars from Earth as part of Elon Musk's projects. I have this information by my young friend terraformer Jenhan Eredion on Mars. And we can see in the news that's very interesting things that are going to catch up again. In the news, in several articles or information sites, you can follow that SpaceX has contracts worth billions of dollars to not only build a human landing system as part of the Artemis program, but also to supply food, cargo, and other logistic services to a planned lunar gateway in orbit around the moon. Musk has been suggesting that the Artemis program has been moving too slowly and is too reliant on contractors who seek cost-plus government contracts and are less interested in delivering results. And Elon Musk wrote on X, no, we are going straight to Mars. The moon is a distraction. So Elon Musk recounts that we don't need the moon as a gateway because of the interest of NASA working with contractors using the moon as gateway. So Elon Musk says we're going straight to Mars. We can't do this, you know? And this contradicts NASA's plan to send a series of human missions to the lunar South Pole later this decade and establish a sustainable base of operation there with the Artemis program. But since playing a significant part in the election of Donald Trump as the next president of the United States, Musk has assumed an important advisory role for the incoming administration. He was also partly responsible for the expected nomination of private astronaut Jared Isaacman to become the next administrator of NASA. Although Musk is not directing US space policy, but he certainly has a meaningful say in what happens. I always remember my encounter with the Alpha Centaurian lady in 2020, who told me that Elon Musk was to play a crucial, positive role for humanity's evolution in the near future. So this is it. Elon Musk wants to go straight to Mars. He has previously indicated, Elon Musk, a desire to press ahead with Starship's mission to Mars as soon as possible. The catch-up is there, and he has certainly the pressure of the Federation, Galactic Federation, to say, hey, get this technology to catch up, you know? And he intends to send first uncrewed starships to Mars in the next launch window in the fall of 2026, very soon, suggesting that if those vehicles land safely, crewed missions could follow as soon as the next window in 2028. Thorhan's take on that? is that NASA wants the moon as a test bed for Mars missions because of contractors' agreements for profit matters. Elon Musk influenced the new director of NASA's administration for a reason. We shall soon catch up, very soon, with the technologies that have been hidden from us. So, in the commentary of the emissary, what can I say about all of this? We have stepped into this new era. And I'm very pleased and very motivated. I was saying recently to you all that hope is a constructive thought that imprints the quantum network of the future. Hope is a frequency. Every emotions are frequency, every thought are frequency that imprints the web of this reality. And by nourishing hope and positivity in your heart, you are securing this beautiful network of the future. I will be in Eastbourne, Sussex in UK on May 10 and 11 for the next JSIC, Galactic and Spiritual Informers Connection. And I invite you all to book your tickets, nearly all sold. And I will follow up by a beautiful conference in Japan and France and America and beyond. So you can find all the conferences listed on my website, elenadanan.org. So now, what is the new surprise for this Star Nation News edition 60? A new section. Here is now an idea of what the new hub near Jupiter could become. Are you ready? I am taking you to the constellation of Auriga in the Kelt 7 star system. So fasten your seatbelts and engage. See you next week. Batukat, the sixth planet in the Vorta system, also called Kelt 7, in the constellation of Auriga, has made a name for itself as a hub for interstellar visitors, and the planet is known for its leisure centers. The Ulat, a Meratan blue ale, is poured in every glass, and holodecks can be found in every building. Orbital stations will themed activities, leisure facilities on the moons of Vatukat, amusement centers, gaming centers, all kinds of trade and non-trade activities have given Vatukat a special reputation that has caused the Galactic Federation of Worlds to keep a close and tight watch by sending a mothership into orbit. Here are the main cultures that are indigenous or resident on Vatukat. The Vin are a local humanoid culture, originally the leading and most advanced culture on Vatukat. They are the people who decided to turn their planet into a leisure center for profit, and the project has exceeded expectations. The Vin have blue skin, an elongated skull with a complex structure, and luminescent eyes. They are vocal and telepathic. Not always trustworthy, the Vin have their own ethics and lie with ease. The Galactic Federation of Worlds, of which the Vin are a member, has difficulty controlling their illegal activities as the Vin can be very deceptive. Of the many cultures on Vatukat, the following are the most involved in the Vatuk economy. The Nurmag and the Ozlul originate from a galaxy they name Ushura, not visible from Earth as it is located behind our Milky Way. The Nurmag are a graceful human culture well versed in commerce, while the Ozlul, a strange species of their own, with tentacles either side of their head, have settled on Vatukat to trade their skills and technology in holographic entertainments. The Ozluls have a reputation in these arts that is well spread throughout the galaxy. The Min too. This reptilian culture is indigenous to Vatukat and they rather dwell under the surface of the planet. The Galactic Federation of Worlds is keeping an eye particularly on these ones, as the Min too are trading directly with the Draconic star systems, avoiding the regulations of the Galactic Guilds of Merchants. They are suspected to illegally trade slaves for recreation purposes on Vatukat. The Taal, a human colony arrived from the Procyon star system in the Canis Minor constellation, are seeking for new adventures and new home. They were at the start a small group of individuals who were welcomed by the Vin in search for new commercial alliance with distant star systems. This Taal colony, although under the protection of the Galactic Federation of Worlds, has frequent skirmishes with the Min too, which often causes some stir. And finally, the Murdrat, an indigenous human species of unknown origins, who appeared one day from the inner realms of the planet. The Murdrat are green skin, green hair, and golden eyes humanoids. They are much involved in the life and economy of the planet, working closely with the Vin and the Taal. Murdrat have powerful psychic powers, use telepathy to manipulate other beings' mind, and some of them can even alter space-time reality. Will the hub in the vicinity of Jupiter in the Solar System become inspired by Vatukat? Only the future will tell.
Star Nation News was brought to you by Elena Danan. Don't miss the latest news every Monday on Elena Danan's channel. Video directed by Stefzak.